In other words, striking the balance in terms of saying, what is that I need to do? If it's a liability type thing, accelerator might be the answer there, but certainly not at the expense of other planning needs from potentially a life cover or any other aspect from that point of view. Ryan, just to touch on it, income protection, from what I've witnessed over the past years or even decade perhaps, have really grown in stature. What do you think has caused the shift in the industry?
I think part of it is that the disability income benefits are more flexible. They can be tailored to meet specific clients' needs through the advice process. It also allows for multiple payments. What's one of the key improvements in the benefits is that it allows you to pay a benefit while a person is disabled without terminating the policy. So a future event that they might suffer would then have a further payment and subsequent payments as well. So therefore it actually can be a complete life benefit rather than a benefit ceasing on the first disability event. And I think that adds a lot of value to protecting a client's interests over their whole lifetime.
So what we're touching on here is rather, when we talk about disability within the context of what you've just said, it wouldn't be of a permanent nature. Now we're talking about something that would be temporary.
Correct. So a disability income benefit has the ability to deal with both temporary disability as well as a permanent disability.
Okay, and in an environment where we are in South Africa, it's becoming more and more entrepreneurial. I would probably hazard a guess to say, well, this is probably something that is needed quite drastically within the marketplace. Raylan?
Yes, it's a very underinsured product, and it's something that is really of great value. I mean, if you had to take an example of a surgeon who, say, earns 25,000 Rand a month and is 35 years old, if he had to become disabled, that he was no longer able to earn an income, and let's say, for example, he just saved money, 10 to 15% of his income for the 9 years before that he worked, he would not have enough income to survive just a 5-year period after that disability. So income protection is really a very important product. What it does is it physically replaces your income. Another important thing to remember about income protection is that you have the ability to actually increase your payment levels per year so that it grows with inflation. And that is a very important benefit as well. A payment, for example, with no inflationary increases at 25,000 Rand a month could give you a situation that you would only effectively get roughly about 3.5 million Rand out over the period of time up until the age of 60. Taking an escalation that is inflation linked to that payment pushes up to close to 6 million Rand. So it's very important that if people do have income protection plans, that you have the escalating benefits. Otherwise, if your income stays static for the next 30 odd years, effectively your spending power is diminishing.
So inflation is really eroding it from that point of view. The last thing I really want to touch on before we go through to a break is really around the taxation side of it. Now, when we break out capital disability and tax and income from that point of view, they're treated very, very differently. Jeffrey, maybe you can just pick up on the different tax scenarios if I used capital disability from a premium as well as a payment point of view, and income from a premium and a payment point of view.
Look, obviously there would be potentially complexities in terms of the type of policy, whether it was an employer-owned policy, but if we take your ordinary policyholder who takes out a normal capital disability benefit, the general view is that the premium in respect of that benefit is not tax deductible, but the benefit will pay out as a capital lump sum that will also be tax-free.
Right.
Income disability benefits are obviously quite different, and the premiums that are payable towards providing for those events are tax deductible, but when the payments are made, the benefit payments are made, they will be usually taxable. So it's a tax deduction on the one hand, so there's a tax benefit when you pay the premium, but there's a tax consequence on the benefits that you receive. So as I say, two different types of benefits are treated quite differently, yes.
Just about understanding which one's going to suit your personal needs.
Absolutely.
Best. Okay, fantastic.